Hello, hello. Hey, Alex. How are you? Thanks for being here so promptly. Appreciate that. Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome back to No Man's Land. I'm excited to be back here. I'm having a lot of fun playing on this map. So, the last time we were together, I made this giant field. Let me go into flight mode, and I can give you an aerial view. It's a big one. And this occupies nearly all of plot 27. Looks like I did miss picking up a few rocks over there. And I have some logs from a tree I cut down. But other than that, this field is pretty much ready to go. We can't do anything with it at the moment, though, because it's November and it's too late in the year to plant anything. But it'll be ready for the spring, along with this field here. One thing I'm noticing is on that cedar that I'm using, if I go over the edge of the field, you see all these dark patches? That's where I went off the edge of the field with the cedar. You can see it from a distance, but then when you come up close, you can't see it anymore. Oh no, you can see it. It's overhead. It looks like it's actually... It looks like it might actually be deleting the grass texture underneath the grass. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Okay, I was just about to say I think I know why that is, but I don't. I don't know why that is. Why is it doing that? Let's get up and see if I could see where it's occurring again. Yeah, that's kind of strange. So I can't tell if that's actually... No, it looks like the grass texture is still there. So for some reason it's leaving behind some artifact that you can see with, distance drawing, but not up close. Who knows? Who knows? And yeah, I did get the $10 million loan mod. So I'm pretty excited about that. And actually, before that came out, I did go in and I gave myself $500,000 and increased my loan by another $500,000. So I had some additional cash, but turns out that wasn't really necessary. Now you can borrow up to $10 million with that mod, as you can see. Whoops. We'll leave it at $1 million for now. So, yeah. So I'm thinking that it might be fun on this map to essentially to borrow and spend $10 million on farm expansion and see what we can do with it. And then pay it back. And then pay it all back before we end the series. That would be the goal too. Not just to get unlimited money and goof around, but to borrow 10 million, use it to expand the farm to a pretty large scale. I don't think I've ever ran a farm where I had that much invested, but you could do an awful lot with 10 million. So that might be fun. I also have Courseplay, so we'll be able to mess around with Courseplay a little bit today if the opportunity arises. So let's get started. So it's November, somewhat early in the morning. Let's take a look at the state of our fields. All right, so we have that field planted. This field is pretty much ready to go, and then the other two still need to be worked. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of rolling. Hey, watching with toddlers, how are you? Yeah, the interest payments on 10 million would be very high, so we would have to make sure that we have a steady income before we delved too deeply into it. How did these weeds grow so quickly? That's alarming. Okay, we're going to need to spray the field. So why don't we do that first? Yeah, I still got my sprayer. Okay, there goes my first screen glitch of the night. So let's get out the JCB and set it up for spraying. That's one of the main things we bought it for. Alright, so first we'll need to get rid of the weight we've got here. We're not going to want that. Oh. Okay. I found a new key combination for the lights. There we go. Hey, Arden 186. How are you? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's hook up our tank here. All right. Yeah, I've already got herbicide loaded. Yeah, you know, one of the things that we wanted to do was to buy a new silo that gave us lots of storage options. So maybe we'll do that this episode too. Now that we've got the money for it. Alright, there we go. So let's raise that. Raise the front. And we're going to need a refill. Sorry, I'm struggling with my controls a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I have any herbicide here on the farm at the moment. So, one thing we could do... I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go buy a little tanker that we can fill up. Yeah, so let's empty the front tank. And we'll transfer that to the rear. I'm going to drop off the rear tank here so that I can take my trailer. Oh, okay. Not quite full. Alright, there we go. So let's lower that back down. You just got back from skiing. Oh, that's cool. Skiing always made me tired too. I mean, not that I was ever much of a big skier, but the times that I did go, it's quite physically demanding. Alright. Oh, hey Jim, how are you? Welcome. Oh, you know what? I don't want this trailer. I'm going to buy a tanker. I'm going to buy a tanker and fill it up with herbicide and bring it back to the farm. See Black Mage late, huh? Man, that guy. Hey, Shaggy Man. She Love XO, thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. I recognize you from YouTube. Well, hope you guys are all doing well tonight. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream before everybody joined that I got the mod that increases the load limit to $10 million. So we're going to spend some money. So here's my plan now for the map. The plan is that whoa, a little bit of lag there. So the plan is that we borrow and invest $10 million into the farm, and then we make enough money to pay it all back and get our debt to zero. I think that should be a fairly good goal to go after. Okay. All right. So under sprayers, I have a mod. This one. So this is an 8,000 liter tank that can hold herbicide. So let's buy that. Well, first of all, let's see what are the decals with decal. Oh, that's cool. What is there? One in the front and one in the back? Yeah, I like that. Capacity. Pallets. Standard or pallets. I guess maybe that determines like how you fill it, whether you fill it from pallets or you fill it from an overloader. So I'm going to get standard, and I'm going to fill it from the bulk dispenser here at the shop. I think it's a little less expensive to buy it that way. Hey, C Black. God, my screen is just, that's like the third or fourth time it's bugged out tonight. Well, hopefully that doesn't bother you guys too much. At least it's brief when it does happen. Hey, Shaggy Man, sorry you're fighting COVID, man. Hope you get better soon. It does suck. All right, let's fill the front first, if we can. Yep, we can. Holy cow, that's expensive. That was $4,200 just to fill up the front. $24,000? You gotta be kidding me. That's robbery. Man, they're not kidding about the service fee. Jiminy Christmas. I could have bought 8,000 liters for less than 10 grand, and I just paid 24 for it. What a ripoff. Okay, so remind me not to buy that way anymore. Yeah, I don't think you can open the lid on this thing. No, it doesn't have an openable lid. All right, so the shop just raped us on supplies here. Looking at used equipment here. Maybe we should buy that Mack truck. You know what? I'll buy stuff when we need it. I don't want to just start spending money like a... I don't know. Like someone that spends too much money. Yeah, we're not going to buy that way anymore. Definitely. That is a nice truck. Maybe we should buy that. I guess if we can find it on sale, it's probably a good idea to pick stuff up like that while we have the opportunity. I mean, 60% off is... I'm sure we're going to want a large truck at some point. It would be kind of silly not to buy it when it's that inexpensive. I don't know. Then again, I don't want to just like clutter up the yard with stuff that's just going to be sitting around all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay. So where to park this thing? Maybe I can park it over here, like on the end of the shed. Oh, let's park it. We'll park it over here. We'll park it next to the shed right here. It would be nice if I could turn around though, because I'm not going to be able to back this thing up. I'm not that good. Let's go around to the other side and see if I can squeeze through the trees. Yeah, I think we can do it, especially if I get rid of this one here. Okay. I love that tree deletion feature. Yeah, Shaggy Man, we upgraded the farm a bit. Got a new shed. I got a new house too, so I'm not living in that squalid shack anymore. I don't know if you've seen the new house. I mean, it's still a modest dwelling. As you can see, we got ourselves a dog, but yeah, you know, things are looking up for us. Okay. So now we can go spray that field, and this could be a good opportunity to test out Courseplay on the map. For those of you who haven't used it before, you'll be able to see how it works. Oh, one more thing. I need my narrow tires. Or was it... Or does it not have narrow tires? Yeah, that tub's been through a lot in the old shack. The bed too. I shudder to think. Alright, let me take a look at the JCB because I don't remember. I think I can get narrow tires on it. I think that was one of the reasons we bought it. Yeah, we can. Alright, so yeah, let's throw in some narrow wheels so we don't destroy our crop while we're spraying the field. Boy, the steering is really sensitive on this thing. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes I don't like it. It makes it hard to control, actually. Okay, go to customize, wheel setup, narrow tires, $1,000. Seems reasonable. Whoops. There we go. And then we'll have to reconnect. Reconnect. Okay. And then raise it and raise it. There we go. Okay. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't even know if the tires matter when you're using Courseplay. I know, like, for example, when you use a hired worker, it doesn't matter if you have narrow tires or not. You don't destroy it. Like, hired workers don't destroy the crop. Oh. Crud. I'm sorry. One more thing, guys. We have to enable Courseplay on the vehicle. Kind of like with GPS. It works a little differently now than it did before. So let me do that here real quick as well. Sorry about that. I forgot. Yep. Open up. Okay. Maybe I was wrong about that. Well, let's go give it a try. We'll find out soon enough. Sorry for all the back and forth here. Alright, so I'm going to park over here close to the corner of the field. Alright, and then we go to workers. We're going to say create job. Alright, yeah, and we're going to use the type called CP fieldwork. That means Courseplay fieldwork. Okay. So then we'll go to open close course generator. Work width 23.9. I believe that's correct. Let's do one headland. We'll do that clockwise. Everything else we'll keep. Oh, no, hang on. Cancel. How do I back out of this? Yeah, first I have to set the position. There we go. All right, so we have to set our start point first. So let's zoom in. We'll start going in that direction. Okay, now it knows what field we want it to work on. Okay, and then we generate the course. Close the generator. Okay, and that's it. We click Start Job. And wait for the fun to start. Okay, so it should do one trip around the field, the edges of which it can determine on its own, and then it'll start going up and down. Okay, so I'm not driving, this is Courseplay doing it. And we'll watch it just to make sure everything is working okay, and then once it starts going up and down the field, then we can go off and do something else. Now your worker does get paid while it's doing this. Courseplay can drive backwards, but probably not as good as me. Yeah, so it does a pretty good job sticking to the edge of the field there. Now, one benefit of using, especially when it comes to like seeding or spraying or fertilizing, one of the benefits of using a tool like Courseplay or GPS, and sometimes even a hired worker if the field is simple in shape, is that you don't get too much overlap, and you'll probably use less materials than if you were to try to do it totally manually on your own. And then you won't have to spend 30 grand on herbicide like I did. Oh yeah, and Courseplay should also be able to handle my fields with islands, which will give us an opportunity to use workers more on those as well. Okay. Now you will notice, we did a rounded corner, so that corner back there has a little missed spot. I mean, that's just one of the things that Courseplay doesn't do perfectly. It actually doesn't handle sharp corners very well when it's doing headlands, but it's got its pros and cons. right? And you can see where that stop sign is. That's the end point of the entire course. So once it gets to the end point, the whole field will be done, and then it'll stop. Now you can also configure Courseplay to not charge you for the labor. But I think I consider using Courseplay the same as hiring a worker, so I have it so that it does charge me for the labor. But you can also adjust the pay factor. Let me see. Delete. Okay. Well, you can't adjust it there, but there's an option where you can set the pay scale, like either to pay or not, and then you can adjust the percentage of the base labor rate that you want it to charge you. Yeah, when I say islands, yeah, sorry, I meant, when I say islands, I'm referring like to the rocks or, the trees in the middle of the field. This thing here, that's what I mean when I talk about an island in the field. Yeah, I'm paying them like they're legal workers. They've got all the papers and everything. Okay. Well, and then as you saw on the screen, you can see the path and you can see where they are on the path and so on and so forth. So great mod, especially when the operation gets big. It really allows you to set up a high degree of automation, and so if you like getting multiple jobs going at once and running a really large operation, it's a great tool. Okay, so we'll warp away from that, and we'll figure out what we're going to do here. Now, what was I talking about? We wanted to get... I was talking about replacing my silo. Let's look at the market and see if we have anything that should be sold this month. Okay, wheat should wait until next month, as should... Well, the barley we're keeping. That's for the chickens. Do we have anything else to sell? No. Let's see. What is the market for eggs like? Okay. Eggs are good to sell in November. Let's go see if we've got a quantity of eggs that would be worth driving down to the shop or not. And we'll check in our feed. Okay, we've got plenty of water. We could take lettuce with us as well. Okay, yeah, we've got 8 pallets of eggs, 4 pallets of lettuce. So we'll make a trip down to the shop while we're spraying the field there. So let's go get the other tractor. The silo is okay. What I was wanting to do was to replace that with one of the mod silos that can store not only crops but also things like solid fertilizer and lime and stuff like that. It's not really urgent, but I think that would be nice to have. So that way, well, I was going to say, because then I could buy that stuff in bulk, but after the buying experience I just had, maybe I don't want to buy in bulk from the shop, because they're going to charge me an arm and a leg. It would be nice to have another buy point for those things on the map. Or maybe we just need a way to manufacture it ourselves. Yeah, just because I don't want to be... I mean, especially as we get bigger and bigger, I don't want to be having to shuttle... Whoops. I forgot something, didn't I? I don't want us to have to constantly be shuttling seeds and solid fertilizer and stuff back and forth all the time. So maybe it'll be better if I just get one of those silos that you can buy from, and we'll just install it here on the farm. Yeah, Alex, I do have the mod. Yeah, so maybe that'll be a better option, right? Just install that here in the farm, and then I can just buy it whenever I need it. And hopefully the prices will be more reasonable. Okay. Now, why didn't the straps... There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that then. Okay, let's see how we're doing on feed. Yeah, we're doing good. 5,600 liters, 5,600 liters. That should be good for a couple more months, I think. They go through 21,000 liters per year. So per month, what is that? Well, it's 5 liters per chicken per month. So, yeah, about 1,500 liters or so. So, yeah, that 5,000 liters should last us another 3 months, I would say, if not more. All right, let's see how Carl is making out on the field. Huh, I can't see the track anymore now. Maybe I can only see it when I'm in that vehicle. Yeah, the tub wasn't much of a moneymaker. That was pretty nice. Hey, Osiris. Thanks for the gift sub. Appreciate that, buddy. How you doing? Now, one thing we could do to spend money that will start to pay itself back right away. We could, and this is one of the things I was talking about doing earlier, is buying a grain mill and a bakery. And with those two things, we can take our grain to the grain mill, turn it into flour, which just by doing that, you increase the value that you've got. For example, if you were to sell flour instead of grain, you'll make more money than you will by just selling the grain. Okay. And then you can go a step further with a bakery and turn the flour into bread and add even more value to your production chain and get even more money. So that's one thought that I had. We could find a couple plots of land that have nice big fields, and we could actually cut some fields next to the grain mill and just use those fields to feed the grain mill every year. And then the final production points or the sell points or whatever, things like the bakery, the restaurant, the shops and stuff, I think we can put those down close to the road near where the shop is, because I think that somewhat makes sense that, if people were coming into town off of that main road, you would want to have you would want to have restaurants and stuff like that, you know, farmers market or whatever. You would want to have that fairly close to the road for people passing through town. Okay, so that is done. Now, how do we clear the course? Is there a way to do that? Okay. I'd like to clear the course so I don't have to sit there looking at that all the time, but I don't see a way to do that, actually. Alright. Okay, so we're done with the sprayer for now. We'll go put this away. Actually, why don't we fill it up before we put it away so it's ready to go the next time. Okay. So we are ready to go. And we'll put this stuff away. And then we'll see if we can find some strategic location to place the... Alright, let's back in first, actually. To place the grain mill. And then actually that wheat that we were going to sell, we could just put it directly in the grain mill and get our wheat production, or our flour production started right away. Oopsie. Okay. Oh, I have to lower it first. JCB could use a bath, I think. Alright, there we go. And I'll leave the weight there as well. Let's go wash this thing off. It's pretty dirty and it's getting hard to see out the windshield. And then we can put the regular tires back on it as well. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that very much. Thanks, Shaggy Man. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Okay. So, let's let me look at the calendar. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait until March to plant anything else. But let's look at the map and see if we can devise a good location to put a grain mill. Field 28 might actually not be a bad place for it. It looks pretty large, almost as big as 27, or I mean it's the same size obviously, but almost as much farmable area, maybe even about the same. And maybe you could put the grain mill like right there in between those outcroppings of trees. Also, we have a lot of empty space like down here around 48, 57, 58. 57 in particular looks really nice. There's a lot of open area. And if we put the bakery over here somewhere, it would be close to the bakery. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But I think that might be a good place to go. Let's drive over there and get a closer look. Another terrible joke. Thank you. Okay, let's cut over here. 57 is the one we were talking about, right? Okay. Yeah, so plot 57 starts right here. Yeah, and we have a huge open area here. Hardly even any trees either. So we could put a really big field. Blah, blah. We could put a really big field here and feed a grain mill. Probably with enough grain to keep it busy all year. We could even buy field 58 as well. Let's start with 57, and then if we find that that field by itself is not giving us enough grain to keep the grain mill busy all year long, then we can buy 58 as well and expand it. And I'm thinking we could put the grain mill like up here just to next to where these rocks are, up here in this corner. Oh, see you, Alex. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so let's do that. We'll buy field 57. And let's buy field 56 while we're at it. Because we'll need to own the land if we're going to put the bakery there. Okay. Let's get this tractor out of the way. And then you can kind of see how there's a suggestion of a road or something here underneath the grass texture on the map. And in fact, if you go into flight mode and get up high enough, you can sort of see it there. I kind of wish he would have left those exposed rather than covered by grass. I wonder if we can delete the grass to expose it without having to paint over the grass. We could try that. Yeah, that 10 million's burning a hole in my pocket. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can just remove the grass. Chad Daddy 31, thanks for the follow and welcome. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, like it's right around here. Oh, I don't own this bit of land, so it might not let me do it. Oh, well, one thing maybe that we can do. Okay, here, let's try it Let's try it here. So I've got grass selected. I think if I right click, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I should be able to get rid of the grass that way to expose the road. Just right click with a plant selected. Incidentally, I just know about that because that is one of the things that you can do to get rid of sticks that are on the ground. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, like these sticks, for example. Okay, well, I don't own that land either. But anyway, that's how you can get rid of the sticks. You just select a plant, and then here's one. Right-click on it, and that makes it disappear. Okay, so we'll use that to expose these paths later on. All right, so in the meantime, I'm still a little bit in the way here. Okay. All right, so let's build the factories. Okay, and I'm going to use the no handcuffs factories. These are modded versions that they essentially just have more cycles per month. So you get more output out of a single building. Okay. All right, this land is owned by me. And we'll put it so that's facing this road. And let's get it as far over into the corner as we can. See, now it's not saying anything about the land. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I own 56 as well. That's why it's not giving me any problems. All right. I think right there looks like a good spot. Should I save it first? I should probably save the game first. I'm sorry, guys, but just in case it wigs out and does something that we don't like. Sometimes you go to build something and it just ends up messing up the landscape. So this way we can undo if that happens. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, good. That looks nice. Alright, yeah, no crazy slopes or anything like that. Okay, so let's do... let me turn my autosave back on. And we'll do a little bit of landscaping around it. Okay, I think it would make sense to have a factory like this surrounded by asphalt. I don't know why it did that. Painting. Asphalt. Okay. It's not letting me paint in front of it, and I'm assuming that's because it's so close to the edge of the land that I own. For now. Or maybe it's just the angle. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's just not allowing me to do it there. Okay. And then let's throw some trees and plants around the place to make it look attractive. Yeah, maybe a couple birch trees. The birch trees will actually change with the seasons. Okay. And we'll do a couple of spruce trees. Spruce the place up. Ha ha ha. That might not be a good place for that, actually. Let's move that a bit. Okay. And then we'll throw in a few plants. Just make it look, try to make it look nice. Okay. How's that look? That looks like a factory. That was just plopped down in the middle of the wilderness. Okay. Now we gotta make a field. Although I think maybe we'll wait until December because it's already getting a little bit late in the day. So let's go back to our farm. And we'll advance the time to December. We'll take the wheat down there and then we'll start plowing. Cutting ourselves another field. And actually, I think we can use Courseplay to do that, too. To do the plowing. Well, you know what? I think I'll do the plowing myself, and I'll use Courseplay to... God, this thing just, like, corners so abruptly. Hey, hey. I'll use Courseplay to pick up the rocks, because that's kind of boring. Alright, we're going to want the other tractor for this job. I wonder if I can back in. Let's see if I can back in just using the mirrors. Nice. Oh, you know what? Let me turn off flight mode. There we go. Now I have a normal speed once again. All right. Let's get in the big boy Fent. All right. Thank you, buddy. I bet you're kicking yourself for starting this tradition. Not quite there yet. There we go. Hook up the hydraulics. And we can raise it up. All right. Oh, and I said we were gonna take the grain over there too. Yeah, let's do that first. That way we can get it. Well, I also said we were going to do it tomorrow, so. All right, yeah. So let's. Oh, before I sleep on it, Yeah, you know this plow works backwards, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Before we end the day, should we buy the Mack truck? $500 horsepower. I mean, I really don't need it just yet. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for 50 grand, it would be hard. I think it would be dumb not to buy it. All right. Now, first thing, I don't like those white gas tanks. Okay, that's better. Okay. Main color. Actually I'm kind of a fan of white, but maybe we should do something else. Let's see what silver looks like. How's that look? Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Okay. Main color. That still looks white to me. Light gray. Okay, I guess it's kind of hard to see the change. What if we did black? Black looks nice. Hey Jim, you want to pick a color? Blue. Okay. So we got a few options for blue. We got Goldhofer, Beckman, New Holland. Let's look at New Holland blue. That looks pretty nice. Do you like that blue? Yeah, okay. That looks good. Thanks to Silas. Appreciate that. All right, and we can we can change the design too. I kind of like the one that comes with it, I think. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that one. All right, let's do it. Less than 50 grand for a really nice truck. Now let's buy a trailer for it. A grain cart, obviously. Yeah, so the Wilson Pace Setter would probably be a good candidate. I don't need that big. Oh, or the Krampa. That one's quite huge. That one's almost 60,000 cubic meters. 27.4 tons. I think it's the weight that's more important. That one's 23.6 tons. Oh, this one's 32.4 tons. Yeah, let's get this one. And we can give it a matching color too. Oh, no, we can't. Oh, that's a bummer. How's it look in stainless steel? It looks expensive. How does pewter look? I think we'll stick with white. All right. Okay. So for just a little over 100 grand, we got ourselves a truck. I'm going to warp over to it, since I'm not planning to go to the shop. That is snazzy. Marty Oreo, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome. Let's see what the damage is going to be on the repairs here. Boy, that 500 grand came and went pretty quick, didn't it? Oh, okay. That's not too bad. And we might as well repaint it too while we're at it. Okay. Nice. Good as new for now. Oops. Alright, I'm going to stop trying to be fancy. Okay, do I have hoses to connect? There we go. Alright, very nice. Let's get this back to the farm. You play it on Xbox. Okay, yeah. It's a great game. Have you played the previous versions of Farm Sim 2, or are you starting with FS22? I've been playing this game since FS15, which has been a few years. Oh, you played 19. Okay, awesome. Alright, so we'll get our wheat and we'll take it over to the grain mill, and then we'll set up the bakery. Didn't I say I was going to do all this tomorrow? We'll figure it out. We still got daylight. Okay, let's open the cover. There goes my screen. We're okay. I really need to move that lime crusher. Okay. Yeah, I think this silo's really not designed for this kind of vehicle. Wheat. Hopefully we'll be able to get it all in one load. I don't think we will, actually. It'll be close, though. But it's encouraging that we haven't hit our weight limit yet. Okay, nice. So we can completely fill this guy with wheat. Uh-oh, am I stuck on something? I must be. Alright, let's try again. There we go. You can really feel the weight. It's not accelerating nearly as aggressively as it was before. Oh, you played 17 too. Okay, so you've been around for a while. You're something of an expert at the game now. I've been playing American Truck Simulator too in my downtime, so this is starting to feel familiar. That's a fun game. I played Euro Truck Simulator quite a bit. Well, I mean, not quite a bit, maybe 100 hours or so. But until today, I haven't done more than, or until this week, I haven't done more than like 10 hours or so on American Truck Simulator. So I decided to give it another go, and I've been enjoying it. I started in Bakersfield, California, and so far I've worked my way all the way up to Idaho. Okay. Unload the first one. And then there's some control to select. Okay, tip side. Yeah, now I have to change it to tip side rear. And then I can unload that one. Yeah, I've been practicing a little bit, Jim. Okay, change that back to front. And let's get out of the shop here. Okay. Now we can go over to the mill and we can get this started producing flour. Okay. So, as you can see, you can make flour from wheat, from barley, oats, or sorghum. Each cycle takes 150 liters of grain as an input, but you can see the output varies depending on what grain you give it. So like it might look like oats is the best way to go, but I'm not quite sure how this relates to what the actual yield is for all these crops, you know. So like for example, you get 188 liters of flour from oats versus 120 for wheat, but I'm thinking maybe you get less oats from a field than you would get wheat from the same field. I'm not really sure. I haven't done all the math on that. But anyway, and this factory will give us 600 cycles per month. So 600 times 150 means it'll burn through 90,000 liters of grain in 1 month. So imagine trying to keep this thing running all year long. You would need a massive amount of grain. All right. So 90,000, it'll use 90,000 a month, and it'll give us, with wheat, it'll give us 72,000 wheat. All right, so let's remember, I'll write it down. We're going to get 72,000 wheat per month. Okay, and then when we put up the bakery, we'll see how much flour I can consume at the bakery. Okay, so I just activated it. It's now running. It's starting to make flour. I actually want to set this on distribution. So when we put it on distribution, we won't have to manually pick up the flour and take it to the bakery. It'll just get there on its own. I don't know if there's a cost for that. So if anybody knows if there's a cost for distribution, please let me know. It doesn't say anything about it, but Giants is pretty notorious for having undocumented features in the game. So just because it doesn't say there's a cost doesn't mean there isn't one. All right. So I own the land here, but I don't own the land over here. Let's see if I've got enough land owned that I can plop in a bakery on this little cleared away section of ground. Okay, so we're going to go to production. In this, I think this counts as a factory too, actually. So we'll get the no handcuffs bakery. And there's an EU version and there's a US version. The EU version looks like this, right? Looks like it was probably a home at one point. And the US version looks like this. Looks like a small industrial building. Okay. Any votes on which of these we go with? And for some reason, it's not even giving me the option. Okay. Jim, you like the US version? Okay. And Seehoven likes the European version. Okay. All right. Well, Jim, you got to pick the color for the truck, so we'll do this one. We'll do the traditional looking bakery. It's not going to let me put it there. And actually, it's not. It doesn't seem to want to let me put it anywhere. This is my land. But you can see I'm not getting a price or anything. Oh, I wonder if am I in the way? Maybe it's because I'm in the way. Let me move. Let's try that again. This interface is really, it's really special. Yeah, see, it's not showing me a cost or anything. Oh, okay. There we go. I wasn't expecting that to work. I would have been a little more careful about the position of it. But this looks all right. Okay, and then the bread, right? If you were going to deliver flour, the flour goes there, the bread comes out in the back. And visitors to our nice growing little farm town can come here and buy some fresh baked bread. Fresh baked bread. Right. Okay, so bread recipe. 90 flour gives us 45 bread. And 240 cycles a month times 90. That's 21,600 liters of flour per month. We're going to get 72 from the grain mill. So 72 divided by 21.6. All right, so 3 1/3 months. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, so we can do 3 1/3 months of bakery production with 1 month of grain production. So it'll be good to know that, because if we get to the point where we are producing more grain or more flour than we can consume in a year, then we could always sell some of the flour as well. All right, so once again, let's just do just a little bit of landscaping. Let's put a little more asphalt around the building so it looks a little more uniform. And not just like having this perfect square of asphalt. Oh, okay, I'm not going to be able to get back there. But, yeah, we'll put asphalt all across the front, since people will be, like, parking here and so on. All right. And then eventually I may pave this whole road in asphalt. All right, let's just go do that out here too. Okay. And then we'll put a few trees out front. Let's do a few poplar trees. Put one there. Put one there. And one there. There you go. Who wouldn't want to come here and have a coffee and a croissant here at Morgan's Bakery? Oh, okay. I got to turn the recipe on, don't I? Bread. Activate it. Okay. So we're making flour. There's already 1,800 liters of flour available, and we'll be making bread once it gets shipped over there. That is lovely. All right, let's get the shop, let's get the truck back home. We'll turn around here in the parking lot. Try not to run into our brand new cypress trees. Top speed 83 kph on this guy. I like that. I don't have any place to park it though. So there's that. Maybe I should just park it behind the grain mill or something for now. All right. Yeah, where are we going to park this fella? I don't have a shed for it. Maybe I can leave it here next to these rocks. I think that'll have to do for now. Actually, I could probably put the cab. Maybe I can move this trailer out and we can park the cab inside. I bet if we park the trailer and the cab separately, we can probably fit it in here. Let's see if we can do that. We'll move our grain trailer out. I should do that backwards with mirrors only. I should, but I don't know if I'm up for it this time. Okay. We'll park that right here, next to the spreader. Oh yeah, I'm almost I'm almost out of shed space again. I would have to get the cedar out of there too, to get the trailer put in and still have room to park both of my tractors. Whoops. I wonder if I could squeeze something else in here with the cedar. No, that's a pretty big piece of gear. I guess I could park the JCB outside. Let's move that rock crusher. Let's get that thing out of the way. I'll park the rock crusher somewhere else. It doesn't have to be in the shed. Or the rock picker, I should say. Sorry. Park this off to the side here. All right. Let's get this out of here. And this will all be fine and good until I buy the next piece of equipment, and then I'm going to be out of space again. But that's how it goes in no man's land. Especially when you get a $10 million loan. Which we don't have yet, but we will. Okay. Whoa. Lag much? Okay. Now we can park the JCB. All right. Let's park our truck. Equipment cost. You mean the purchase cost or the running cost? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, easily. Especially when you're, you know, you're looking at 500 grand for a harvester. Or a big tractor. Let's see. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, looks like that'll fit. Yeah, you might want to come up with a different challenge for me. I'm not terrible at this anymore. All right. Close that. Close that. And actually, I think I'll leave the Fent out tonight since we're going to use it first thing in the morning. And then we'll buy that multi-silo, put it over here in the farmyard somewhere to buy fertilizer and whatnot. All right, let's feed Turbo real quick. There you go, Turbo. All right. Time to sleep. I'm going to sleep until 9 just because it's kind of dark in the morning and I don't like working in the dark. How do you get one of those hot air balloons? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, I remember what I was going to get. I was going to buy a solar panel. Okay, so all of our flour production is finished already. That's pretty fast. Okay, and we're making bread. How much do we go through a day? What was it, about 20 something thousand? So it looks like we'll maybe finish making bread today. 240 times 90. Yeah. So it was about 21,600 or something. So we'll finish making the bread today. Or this month. And I'm pretty sure that December is the best time of year to sell bread. December and January. Okay, so we could wait until tomorrow, but you can see the price that we get. Over 5,000 per 1,000 liters of bread. Okay, we're still doing good on the chicken feed. We're still doing good on water for the greenhouse. Yeah, let's get that solar panel that we were talking about last time. First, let's check the shop. Okay. Well, there's another combine, which looks nice, but we don't really need one right now. The one we have is plenty fast enough, and I don't intend to do a lot of forestry, so. All right, so we don't really need anything from the shop. But one of the things that we talked about last time was buying a generator in the form of this solar collector. And I think just one, just to give us power for the home. We probably wouldn't want it right next to the trees, right? Probably someplace like here would be a good spot for it. It'll get sunlight all day long. And that's going to get us $8,900 a month, which will offset a lot of our interest charges and labor costs. Okay. Let's try again. Just not let me place it. I'm pretty sure I own that bit of land. Oh, actually, maybe I don't. Well, yeah, I own all the way over to here. Why is it not? All right, let's try it again. Okay. Oh, I don't have enough money for it. God, like, it can't just give me a message. Say, hey, you need more money. Infuriating. Generators. There we go. Solar panels. Right there, please. There we go. All right. And you can see it aligns itself with the sun, and it tracks the sun around the sky, which is pretty neat. All right. As always, a little bit of landscaping is going to be needed. Not much. I just want to put some gravel around the base of this thing. There. All right, let's go take a look. Yeah, 10 million comes and goes, doesn't it? So, I mean, we're already 1 million out of that 10 million in the hole, so. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so this will give us electricity for the house and the sheds, and will give us a little extra income as well for the extra power that we're going to be producing. All right, let's go get started on that field next to the grain mill, and we'll get that ready to plant in the spring. Yeah, so I'm kind of imagining that. Whoa, what the heck is going on? This thing's digging in on me. That's weird. Am I dragging something else? Strange. What was I going to say? I don't recall. I'm sorry. I had a thought on my mind and I don't remember what it was. Okay. So we can start right about here. Actually, we'll consider this rock to be kind of a untouchable corner, okay? So we'll start right about here. And now I do own the field next to us. I own 56 as well as 57. So I could even extend the field over there. Let's we'll stick to this. We'll stick to 57 for now, and if we see that we can handle more production, which I think we can. What was it, 90,000? It was 90,000 a month that this grain mill is going to consume. I mean, per year that would be what, 100 and I don't know. A lot. Over a... Well, no, not 100. That's like over 1 million liters of grain per year if it was going to run full time. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, so I want to go 180 degrees. I guess we don't really need a super flat edge here, but it'll give us something to reference against. Okay, allow create fields, turn that on. Let's come down a little bit so I can do a graceful curve around that rock when I come back. Oops, we'll start right here. Maybe I should expand into field 56 right now. No, I'll save room on that side of the road for... Oops. We'll save room on that side of the road for more buildings and sell points and stuff. Like if we do a restaurant, that sort of thing. And I'm gonna get close to the edge here. Might as well. Alright, and then we'll go around these trees. And I'm going to cut it close. This way. Trying to use big curves here so it's easy to work around it with big equipment. Back in there, and bam. Yeah, Courseplay will stay within the field boundaries. No problem. Yeah, once you create the field, Courseplay will scan it and it'll detect the field boundaries. Like it doesn't work off the boundaries of my plot of land. It'll detect what the actual boundaries of the field are. I think it does that when you create the course. It has a way of figuring that out, and that's why it works with islands too, because it can figure out when there's an island in the field. Somehow, I don't know how it works, but it seems to manage. Alright, so I'm really looking forward to the next harvest season, because we're going to have a lot more grain to harvest than we did last season with these two big fields that we're adding here. Should be pretty exciting. We get big enough, we might want to buy a second harvester at some point. Let me get this, and then let's back this up. Catch that little bit there. And then we can lock onto the GPS track to make this a little bit easier. There we go. Yep. Bank's gonna love us. Oh, this is fun though, man. I'm having a blast with this game. And with this map especially, it's just, I never played on this map before, and I'm just loving I don't know, just the freedom to do whatever you want. I mean, you've always been able to create fields in the game, but usually whatever map you play on, there's really no room for you to make your own, you know. All the fields are created, you know, so I would often, you know, join pre-existing fields together and stuff like that, but it's not quite the same as surveying big areas of land and, you know, deciding where you want your fields to go and how big they're going to be, and then going out and creating them, and it's really neat. I don't think it's going to be hard to play any other map after this one, to be honest. No, this map there was a version of it in FS19, and there may have been before that, I'm not sure. But I know for sure that it was available, that this map was out in FS19 as well. How much can you make versus the time to get there and keep going? I'm not sure I understand the question. Can you rephrase that for me? Seems like... Oh, you have to invest a lot. You mean in terms of building up the map? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to do a lot of work just to get your farm up and running. And I guess that's probably why some people wouldn't like this map, because most other maps you can start a game and you can start farming right away, whereas in this one you have to build everything up yourself. Yeah, so it's like hard mode, you know. Some people like the grind and some people don't, so I kind of like it just because I've been playing Farm Sim for a long time, and you know, once you go up and down the field a couple thousand times, it's not quite as exciting anymore. So I don't mind doing these other tasks like making fields and cutting down trees and stuff like that. Yeah, well, you know, we can figure that out. The monthly interest is 0.3%. Yeah, so it'll be $30,000 a month in interest when we have a $10 million loan. So we're going to need a lot of production going on to cover that and pay down the principal. Which is why I don't want to just spend it all at once. I want to wait. You know, I want to build it up gradually. For example, like as we expand, I want to make sure that we have the means to turn that into money fairly quickly. So, which is why I'm not just going to go out and buy a ton of equipment that I can't even put to use yet, because I don't have, you know, I don't have the stuff to do it with. Like cows, for example, you know. Whoops, okay. That's disorienting. But anyway, like the biggest cow barn in the game is $750 million, right? So I wouldn't buy that until I already have everything that I need to feed the cows and everything, so that as soon as I put down that cow barn, I can fill it with cows and I can start making money right away. Yeah, the stones, I'm not a big fan of the stones, to be honest. Although one thing that does make it somewhat tolerable is the fact that I can produce lime with the stones. Not that lime is a big expense or anything, but let's get rid of these trees. I'm using the lumberjack mod, by the way. If you hold down the Alt key, it'll let you destroy the tree with your chainsaw, so that you don't have to mess around with the wood. Yeah. Yeah, so my intention is to build up the farm enough that we borrow up. I mean, I don't know, maybe we might be making money fast enough that actually borrowing that much and putting it to use will be hard. It would be cool if there was a way that we could measure like our net worth or our net investment over time. Maybe there is in the game stats or something. And just say, okay, once we've invested 10 million, whether it's borrowed or not, that's when we're in the end game, you know. We can have a look at the stats, actually. Maybe there's something in there. No, there's nothing in there for money spent or anything. I mean, you do have the finance screen, but it doesn't go back that far. So, yeah, it would be hard. I guess what we could do is just whenever we buy equipment or buildings, we could just borrow the money and spend it and not use any of the money from the bank account. And that way we would know, you know, we just kind of treat it as a separate account, and then we would know how much we're spending. Or I could just keep my cash balance close to zero all the time and just spend everything using the line of credit. Well, it's like I said before, I wish there was a way to have separate accounts in the game. So that you could do, you know, have different accounts that you can use for different purchases. Yeah, I love that lumberjack mod. It's really useful. I mean, you also have the equipment screen, which gives you an overview of the current value of all your equipment, but it doesn't include buildings. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. I guess the general strategy is just that we're gonna think big, and we're gonna borrow money to make it happen. Or would it be easier? Did you see those ghost trees? What the hell? Or maybe instead of saying that we borrow 10 million and then pay it off, maybe we just say that we're going to continue to play and expand until we have 10,000 positive. Regardless of what the loan is, you know. Maybe we just do that. I mean, with a 0.3% interest rate, I think borrowing as much money as possible, as long as you can be productive with it, is probably going to be the best strategy in terms of maximizing income, because 0.3% is very cheap. Yeah, magic trees. Look at that. There's the ghost of that tree. Yeah. Yeah, 0.3 would be nice. If I could borrow 0.3%, I would definitely do it. I'd borrow as much as possible and stick it in a savings account and count my profits. Well, actually, I don't know if a savings account pays 0.3 even, but you know what I mean. You could buy government bonds and make a healthy profit. Oh, T-bills aren't even paying that much now? Jeez. That's sad. And you wonder why poor people are poor. Even if they can manage to save some money, they can't do anything with it. Hide it in a mattress. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Almost done the plowing. Actually, we could probably get the rock picker started. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let me warp over there. There we go. .4%. Okay. Alright, well, you could still make money in the game. With a 1-year T-bill. Now the fields, I'm not going to use Courseplay for picking up rocks because the field is not actually done yet. Oops. 0.01%. Yeah, it's like, why bother? I guess like if you had some money that you just wanted to get, you wanted to put it somewhere where you can't spend it for 3 months. That's an option. Alright, so I'm just going to put the... oh, this is going to be ugly. I'll just put the hired worker on it. And hopefully it'll get something of value done. Hopefully he doesn't get stuck in those trees over there. Oh, looks like he's doing okay. I think I should have put the front weight on that thing. See the front end bouncing around. Yeah, it's not really good for investment. And it's bad if you're retired or something too, and you have money saved up, but you need to use it for income. You know, it's hard to make much interest on it. Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to retiring. I don't much care. I mean, it's not that I'm lazy and I don't like working. I just don't much care for my job anymore. 9? You're getting close. That's good. Yeah, I've got around 15, I would say. Maybe less if I'm lucky. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, my job's not bad, but I don't really enjoy it, you know. It's work. I would like to do stuff like this all day. Okay, that worker stopped message was from me because I accidentally hit the worker button. He still seems to be doing fine. He might actually catch up with me. Yeah. Well, I hope you get to retire when you're ready. I think I still have some some personal work to do before I retire, you know. I don't think it would be particularly healthy for me to retire and play video games all day long. So I need to work out a healthy lifestyle before I do that. You know, right now the work and stuff and family keeps me, you know, gives me some balance, but I need to be able to build the discipline to have that balance even if I don't have any other demands on my time. And right now I don't feel like I'm quite there. Ah, there you go. Then again, I do find, like, when there's, you know, when on those occasions, you know, on holidays and vacations and stuff. Hey, nice guy Brandon, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I do have those occasions where I can play as much as I want. And I do find that I don't end up just playing nonstop the whole time, you know. Like, once I get my fill, then I go and I do other stuff. The issue now is I don't have... The amount of free time that I do have is not quite enough to get my fill. So, so I find myself always wanting to play more. But still, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad thing if I played less. That's the way to do it, Jim. And I'm sure the boat itself is going to keep you busy, you know. Just keeping a boat in good working order, I imagine, is a lot more work than a house. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, 2 more rows, and then we're done with the plow. I hope those tree ghosts disappear, like when I save and reload again. Or something. Let's see if we got any bread made yet. I think we do. There we go. Bread. Okay, yeah. We have 7,036 dinner rolls made. And still a lot of flour left. Okay, job done. I'll turn off create fields. And we'll fold this up and take it home. Let's see how Mr. Rockpicker is doing. I'm going to hop aboard, ride with him a little bit. He didn't even slow down, that son of a gun. I think he's trying to kill me. Carl? Is everything okay? Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need to pay him more. Jeez. He heard all this talk about $10 million and maybe he's feeling some outrage. Better give him a big bonus at the end of the month. I love how fast this thing goes. All right, and it looks like it'll be able to finish off the field without getting full, because we have increased capacity on this thing too. Yeah, Dave, don't let me get in your way, buddy. Jeez. Okay, and then we'll have to put some lime on the field as well. We could use Courseplay for that. That would be a good Courseplay task. Yeah. No, I've seen, I've been reading the anti-work posts on Reddit, so I know what... I've seen some posts about crappy bonuses. And the outrage that generates. Understandably. There's a lot happening in this country right now. In the labor market. It seems like, you know, all the time off from work from COVID has made a lot of people realize how crappy their jobs were. And there's a lot of people that are really fed up. You know, and there's a lot of places that are short-staffed now, not only because people are sick. I mean, obviously that's still a big part of it, but Also because a lot of people were sick or they were forced to stay home, and they realized that, spending a big part of their life working for $10 an hour is not so great anymore. And then the people who are working, in a lot of cases, are getting abused by their employers because they're the only ones still around, so they have to do everything, and so they're having to make even bigger sacrifices for which they're, receiving pitiful rewards. So it's kind of it's kind of culminating into some big problems. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm hoping that the net result of this is that minimum wage gets increased and the average working person ends up being treated better and and paid a livable wage. We hear livable wage all the time, and not to get political here, but just talking about the facts as I've heard them anyway, that there's nowhere in the United States that you can work a full-time minimum wage job and be able to afford an apartment. Yeah, raising minimum wage will push up everything else too. Yeah, because if there's somebody who's making $10 an hour today, and they make the minimum wage 12. Well, you could say you have to bump him up to 12, but then he's going to say, "Well, what? I'm only making minimum wage now. I'm worth more. I was worth more than minimum wage before. I should be worth more than minimum wage now, right?" Yeah, so it'll raise the low water point. And, and the end result is that prices for things will increase and we'll have to pay for it. And a lot of people will say, well, everything is more expensive now. But the thing you have to consider is that people who can't afford to live on what they make, they're getting the money, they get it somewhere. So they have to get federal assistance or, food assistance and all that kind of stuff. So, the saying my dad was fond of is there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? By paying people shit wages, you're not getting anything, you're not getting something for nothing. They're getting paid to live one way or another. It's just that it's not coming from the businesses that employ them. It's coming from them plus the government, which means it's coming from everybody. We all have to pay for it in the end anyway. I have the same view about healthcare, healthcare costs. It's like you gotta, insurance, no insurance, whatever. At the end of the day, everybody's got to pay for everybody to get healthcare. So we might as well well, I'm not going to discuss the potential solutions because that'll make some people angry, but you can't just let people die because they're poor, That's not civilized. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Sorry to get a little too serious there. I should really, once he gets to the end of the row, I'm going to take over from him. Just to remind everybody, we are playing Farming Simulator. This is not a channel about politics or ranting about the state of the world. So forgive my transgressions there. Okay. I'm going to need to turn on... Oh, you're playing Factorio? There you go. I don't have GPS on this tractor. I could have sworn I bought GPS with it. I wonder if I accidentally reset it when I was changing the tires and stuff. That could be what happened. Alright, we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Just try to drive in a straight line. Oh, I'm full. Alright. We gotta go empty this baby and come back and finish the job. I didn't realize I was full already. Well, maybe we can get the GPS turned back on while we're at it. Hey, that's okay. You gotta keep me honest, Jim. Alright. This will give us 40,000 liters of lime, this load right here, so that'll come in handy. Should be more than enough to put lime on the field when we're ready. In fact, I'm sure it will. I know that from experience. This lime crusher gives you more than enough lime to cover the field that you pulled the rocks from, which is kind of nice. How much lime do I have, I wonder? Wow. Yeah, I've got a lot. I've already got 80,000 stored up. But let's turn this thing on. And we'll come back with a couple thousand more in a little while. Oh yeah, let's go to the shop. Actually, let me, I want to put my front weight on. I think we need that. And then we'll go to the shop and turn the GPS back on. Assuming I bought it in the first place, I'm fairly certain that I did. But can I connect that? Nope. Now we can. Yeah, the bouncy tractor is pretty fun, you're right. Maybe that's why Carl was so upset with me. He couldn't see me because he was bouncing around so much. Huh. I didn't buy GPS. Okay. Oh, I don't have enough money. What shall we ever do? I could have sworn I did, but okay. I hope the game's not cheating me. Okay, now we got GPS. Yeah, nothing 10 million bucks won't fix. It might be my imagination, but it does seem to be driving a little bit better with the weight on the front. Feels a little more controlled. Okay, let's unfold this sucker. I'll start right about here. Turn the GPS on. Auto width, 9. 180 degrees. Check the width again, because sometimes it changes. Okay. There we go. Come on, guy. Lower. Oh, I had the front weight selected. It was going up and down. There we go. Alright. Well, it's still pretty bouncy. It seems just about as bouncy as it was before. Yep, still pretty bouncy. Can't get up there. Here, let's go around the edge here. I think that'll make things a little bit easier. Oh, and this is actually the same width as my plow. I don't know if that means anything. I guess not. Holy jeez. Yeah, you know what? As much as I like the speed and the tight turning abilities of this JCB, it is awfully hard to handle sometimes. I think I may end up replacing this with something else that's got traditional steering. Or I wonder if I can turn off... I wonder if I can turn off the four-wheel steering on it. I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you can. Toggle steering mode. Front wheel steering. Okay, that ought to help. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, for this... Well, I mean, for some jobs, I'm sure it'll come in handy, but this is not one of them. You know, I think that might be like a sharp edge of the map right there. I think that's why I'm just stopping abruptly. Yeah. It's like I call Carl on the radio, say, "Hey Carl, how's that field coming along?" "Going really good, boss." It's like, "Carl, I can't understand you." Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm the rocket man. I'm rocking big time. Okay, so I'm going to go around that edge of the field because I think there's a few missed spots over there. Just along the edge. Yeah, just a few. Not a big deal. Get those cleaned up. And then the field will be ready for lime and seeding in the spring. Turn off the GPS. Let me just check the north end of the field here, see if there's any missed spots up this way. There might be. Well, yeah, here's one or two. But Carl did a pretty good job overall, I would say. No, it's okay. It's not your fault. To be honest, I'm a little bit passionate about some of those issues, and I like talking about it, so it's nobody to blame but me. But this is not the forum for that. Or at least I don't want it to be. I don't want to. Because, you know, whatever opinions I might have about those things, and as right as I think they may be, they might not be right. And whether they're right or wrong, there's always going to be somebody that disagrees. And I don't want people to get turned off from my content just because they don't like my views about X or Y, you know. There's a time and a place for that. Plenty of other ways that I can piss people off. Okay, unload. Oh, I'm really far away. Right on. Okay, let's see how much we got in there now. 124,000. Jeez. Yeah, this thing runs fast. I mean, look at how fast it burns through these rocks. They'll be gone pretty soon, and then I'll be able to turn it off, so I don't have to pay the production expense when it's empty. Yeah, bread's looking good. And we're going to sell the bread in January. So, I say let's put this rock picker away. And then we'll fast forward to January and we'll sell the bread and see how much income we get from the bread. Right, because remember we started with... We had about 40,000 some liters of wheat initially. I think it was 42,000 that we put in the grain mill. So I'm interested to see how much income I get from the bread and compare it to how much income we would have gotten from that amount of wheat if we had just sold the wheat directly. I think it'll be an interesting comparison. You know, not obviously we won't be... Well, we can take a look at the production costs too and see if we can estimate. There are additional costs involved, of course. Okay. So that's hooked up. That'll be ready to go in the morning. Are you done yet? Yeah. Okay, lime's done. So let's turn this off so we don't have to pay for it. There we go. And that actually should be generating us income, as well as our other solar panel. Okay. Let's get into January. We'll sell the bread, and then I think I'm going to have to call it a night. Starting to get late here. Oh, my back's a little sore today. I think I slept wrong on it last night. Okay. Yeah, so loan interest right now is about $3,500. So in December, we spent $15,000 on the GPS, $93,000 on construction. That was for the solar panel. Property maintenance was about the same as previous months. Production costs were a bit higher. Loan interest. Now, where do I see income on here? Oh, property income. Okay, so we made $1,900 from the solar panel. I think that might include the solar panels on my lime crusher as well. I'll have to sell eggs today. So the output, or the dollar value that you get from the solar panel, changes throughout the year. So obviously December, January, the days are short. So we're not going to get as much as we will in July, for example. Okay. Yeah, nothing. What the heck is this? Looks like a bale wrapper. That is interesting. I've never seen one like this before. I wonder how that works. Hybrid X extractor. Oh, no. For orchards and... What? Orchards and vineyards? I don't know what the heck this thing is. It looks like a bale wrapper. Yeah, it is a bale wrapper. Oh, it's an inline wrapper to wrap multiple bales together to one tube. Okay. Interesting. I've never used one of those. All right. Let's see if all of our bread production is done. Yeah, it looks like it is. We've used up all the flour, so we've got about 15K worth of bread. Let's go pick it up and take it to the farm shop and sell it. Let's see what we get. And that's all the bread we're going to get until we grow some more grain. Pull around back. And it looks like we can only load 2 pallets at a time. We'll have to wait for the next ones to come out. Okay, yeah, 1,000 liters in each pallet. So we'll have to do this a few times. But we'll have to wait for the Baker's employee to bring these things out. They're out of flour, so he's probably been smoking weed most of the time. He's a little slow. That's 6, 8. What did we have? 14, right? Yeah, it was about 14. All right, we got 8 more pallets coming. I'll shut off the engine just to let them know that I'm impatient. And this is going to be around, what, 5,000 or 6,000 for each one of these? It's some expensive bread. I think we got 2 more coming. Yeah, 2 more. There we go. Okay. 16,000 liters of bread. I know I always buy bread by the liter. I like this much better with front wheel steering. $85,000. Okay. 85,486. Now let's see what we would have gotten for wheat. Wheat, we would have gotten, let's see, 1202, let's say, because we would have had to sell it at the farm shop, times 42. All right, so we would have gotten 50,000 for the wheat. And we got 85,000 by turning it into bread first, which is just roughly, what did I say we would get from the wheat? It was about 50,000, right? So 35 divided by 50. Yeah, so we got about 70% more income by using our production chain rather than just selling the wheat directly. In this case, that was 35,000 extra from 1 load of wheat, which, what am I trying to do here? Oh, okay. Yeah, 35,000 extra from 1 load of wheat. We invested, what was it, 95,000. We invested 156,000 in the buildings, more or less. We also bought some trees and stuff, but let's say it was around 155, let's say 150 for those 2 production buildings. And we just paid for about 20% of it with a single load of wheat. And that was from a field that was a bit smaller than this one and this one, which I intend to use both of those just for feeding the grain mill. So it seems to be definitely a strong profit-making strategy to use these production buildings to get some additional value out of your labors. And once it's set up, it's not, it's really very little work, right? We just have to drop off the grain over there instead of in my silo. We have distribution turned on, so we don't even have to move the wheat. That gets moved by somebody else. All we do have to do is pick up the bread and take it to the market, which is not a big deal. We're going through there all the time anyway. So I like that. Now the other thing is that and here's another idea for us as far as end game goals. The bakery can also make cakes. Let's go look at the production chain again. The bakery also makes cakes. Now look at the ingredients for cake. You need flour, sugar, milk, eggs, butter, and strawberries to make cake. Let's look at the sell price of cake. 10 grand. It sells for twice as much as bread does. So very high profit margin on cake. But we would need to make not only flour, but we would need to make sugar from sugar cane or sugar beets. I don't know if you can make it from corn or not, like corn syrup, but I know you can get it from sugar cane and sugar beets. We would need milk from cows. Eggs we've already got, but we would probably need a lot more. Butter you can make from the cows, and strawberries you can make from greenhouses. So I think making cakes in the bakery could be a really good end game goal for us, because it's going to encourage us to diversify our crops, invest in cows, and do other stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool, because then you have some kind of, since crop rotation isn't really a thing in the game, it kind of gives you some other reason to diversify your activities and, have a variety of different crops and different animals and all that other stuff. It gives some additional purpose to it. So I kind of like that. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for today. We do have to apply lime to the new field. Actually, the new fields, I think they both need lime, don't they? Yeah, I need to put lime on both of these fields. So I'll probably do that on my own time. What the heck? What is this? What is this? Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I'll put lime on the field on my own. So Sunday morning in the next stream, we'll do something different. Thanks a lot for the support. Thank you all for being here. I had a good time. Hope you did too. And I will catch you all on the next stream. Have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.